Year 5. 4 years ago, Hank Haulage was an empty workshop in Billings and $1,500 in my pocket. Now I'm standing in Colorado Springs looking at something I've never had before. A choice. That building right there has 3 bays, an office, enough yard space to get trucks in and out without tearing half the fence down, and the Mack dealership is practically across the road. More importantly, it gives us a proper base in the middle of the country. Montana can cover the north. Colorado gives us a route south and east. I spent most of last summer wondering if $150,000 was too much money to risk on it. Turns out I've made my decision. We're buying it. $150,000 disappears in about 3 seconds. And just like that, Hank Haulage officially has 2 depots. Billings, Montana, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Now comes the slightly more expensive problem. A garage isn't much use without trucks. Across the road, Mack has 2 used Anthems sitting around. The first is almost identical to mine. 70-inch sleeper, 3-star condition, 834,000 miles, $20,000. That mileage would scare most people away. For 20 grand, I'm willing to be scared. Truck number 1, bought. The second is a red Anthem day cab, 4-star condition, 476,000 miles, $53,900. Better truck, worse sleeper, because it doesn't have one. So that's bought as well. And while we're here, I finally make another decision I've been putting off. Hank Haulage needs to actually look like Hank Haulage. The new sleeper gets the company paint and logo. The red day cab goes into the workshop, gets converted into a 70-inch sleeper, then gets the same treatment. By the time Mack finishes with both of them, they look almost identical, which is exactly what I want. The Anthems back in Billings are getting the company colors too. $15,000 per truck. Pierre's, Edouard's, Michaela's. Ryan's Superliner stays exactly as it is. That truck's different. One day, when we have the money and the time, that old Mack is getting the restoration it deserves. Until then, Ryan keeps it alive. My truck stays gloss black. Some things don't need fixing. 2 trucks in Colorado means I need 2 drivers, and thankfully, we've had a few applications come in. Hello, Steve? Hank Morrison, Hank Haulage.
Hello, Hank. Yeah, good to hear from you.
I've got your application here. Says you've done regional freight, some longer interstate work. Clean record. You still looking?
Absolutely. I've been wanting to get back into long haul properly.
Well, I've just opened a new depot in Colorado Springs. Truck sitting here ready. If you want the seat, it's yours.
Seriously?
Seriously. Be here Monday morning, and Mia Alvarez will get you through the paperwork and routes.
I'll be there. Thanks, Hank.
Welcome to Hank Haulage, Steve. Talk soon. 1 down, 1 to go. Hello, Jana?
Hello, this is Jana.
Hank Morrison. I'm calling about your application. You're still interested in Colorado Springs?
Very much.
Good, because I've got another Anthem sitting outside, and I'd rather see it earning money than collecting dust. Job's yours if you want it.
I do, definitely.
Perfect. Mia will get in touch with everything you need. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Hank. I won't let you down.
That'll do me. See you soon. Steve and Jenna take the 2 company trucks. I relocate myself down here as well, which officially fills all 3 spaces in Colorado Springs. Billings still has an empty slot. We'll deal with that later. For now, I want to drive. I've spent enough money today.
Hello, boss.
Hello, Mia.
Congratulations. I've just finished updating everything. Colorado Springs is officially operational. Steve and Jana are in the system, and I'll work with both of them while they settle in.
Appreciate it. I want to start heading toward Nevada. Anything useful going west?
Not all the way yet, but I've got utility terrain vehicles from Colorado Springs to Durango. $2,300. Nothing glamorous, but it moves you in the right direction. And there's something considerably better waiting beyond that.
How considerably?
Adrian Cross considerably. Montrose to Lake Havasu City, $30,000.
There it is. Send me the first one.
Already done. Drive safe, Hank. Alvarez out.
So year 5 begins the way most years seem to begin around here. A new garage, 2 new drivers, a frightening amount of money spent, and another road we haven't seen yet. First up, Durango, then Montrose, then Arizona, and after that, Nevada. $2,300 isn't going to rebuild the bank account, but sometimes the best job isn't the one paying the most. It's the one going where you need to be. The utility vehicles are loaded. Colorado Springs disappears behind me, and a few hours later, we're rolling into Durango. I was here with Claire last summer. Back then, Colorado still felt like somewhere I was visiting. Now I own a depot here. Funny how quickly a place can change. The Ford shop takes the trailer, the paperwork gets signed, and our first delivery of year 5 is done. Nothing broken, nothing mysterious. Nobody asking me to sign 12 pages promising I never saw the cargo. A refreshing start. Mia's second job means driving north to Montrose without a load. Normally I hate empty miles. $30,000 waiting at the other end makes them considerably easier to tolerate. By the time I reach Montrose, the trailer's already prepared. Gypsum, sealed inside a long, dry van. Pickup from Siva. Delivery to Home Depot in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. 13 hours on the road. Adrian Cross. Of course it is.
Hello, Hank.
Adrian, I'm with your trailer.
Then Mia has done her job. This shipment is time-sensitive, but otherwise straightforward. Industrial-grade gypsum moving to a construction supply network in Arizona.
You know, when you explain what's inside these things, I get suspicious.
I'm learning. You ask questions when I'm vague. You ask different questions when I'm specific.
That sounds like a you problem.
Possibly. The paperwork is complete, the cargo is legal, and the customer is expecting delivery tomorrow. $30,000 upon completion.
That part I understood immediately.
I assumed you would. Safe travels, Hank.
Talk later, Adrian. And that's Cross. Still impossible to read. Still paying better than almost anyone else we work for. We've been doing business long enough now that I trust the paperwork. I'm not sure I trust the man. There's a difference. The road south starts eating up the afternoon. Colorado slowly gives way to red rock and desert. By evening, we're crossing Arizona with about 7 hours still ahead of us. I could push farther. I'm not going to. A tired driver doesn't make more money. He just makes more mistakes. Kayenta gives us somewhere to stop. Fuel first. Then I find a space, shut the Anthem down, and call it a night. 8:30 the next morning, we're moving again. Arizona stretches out ahead of us, the temperature climbs, and after another long run, Lake Havasu finally appears. Home Depot has a loading area around the back. I swing the trailer in, straighten it up, reverse into the bay, and shut the brakes on. Excellent delivery. $30,000, $4,000 experience, and level 28. I put the new point into eco-driving, 25% better fuel efficiency. Considering how much fuel this company burns every week, I should probably have learned that sooner. Now we're close. Kingman is just north of us, and there's a $12,000 load sitting there headed directly into Las Vegas. A scraper, heavy, double lowboy, no escort. Exactly the sort of job this Anthem was built for. I've never seen Las Vegas. I've never hauled a single load into Nevada. By tonight, both of those things are about to change. Kingman gives us our first proper heavy haul of the season. 1 scraper, 1 double lowboy, a lot of steel sitting behind me. It's 6 o'clock Tuesday evening when we leave, which puts us in Las Vegas somewhere around 9. Perfect timing. If you're going to see Vegas for the first time, I suppose you might as well arrive after dark. The sun disappears behind Arizona, the desert turns black, and then suddenly there's light everywhere. Las Vegas. I've spent years driving past tiny Montana towns where the brightest thing at night is the gas station sign. This is the complete opposite. Hotels stacked into the sky, signs everywhere, traffic everywhere. That giant wheel glowing over the city. I've seen photographs of this place my entire life. Never expected the thing that finally brought me here would be several tons of construction equipment. Hank Haulage has officially entered Nevada. The scraper gets delivered around 9:30. $12,000 and another 2,300 experience. And for once, I'm not leaving immediately. We're staying in Vegas tonight. I think I've earned at least enough time to find dinner and lose $20 somewhere stupid. Next morning, my first Nevada job is possibly the least impressive delivery Hank Haulage has ever accepted. $600, moving containers from one side of Las Vegas to the other. 5 minutes. That's barely trucking. Still, $600 pays for breakfast, fuel, and probably the $20 I definitely didn't lose last night. Containers dropped, job done. And now, we finally turn deeper into Nevada. The next morning, I drive south to Primm, where something considerably larger is waiting. A turnkey house construction. Basically, someone has decided the easiest way to move part of a building is to put it on a truck. $25,500 from Primm to Ely. Special transport. Which means two familiar faces are back. That's Cal and Boone, the same escort crew that's dragged me through some of the biggest loads we've ever moved. When they're joking, everything's fine. When Cal stops joking, that's when I start worrying. The house crawls north through Nevada for most of the day. It's wide enough that every narrow section becomes a puzzle, but nothing goes wrong. No barriers hit, no signs removed, no houses becoming slightly narrower halfway through the journey. By 7 that evening, we finally reach Ely. The trailer rolls into place. The house is delivered. $25,000 hits the account, and Hank Haulage is sitting at more than $430,000. Friday morning starts in Ely with utility poles. $6,600 to Elko. Nothing glamorous, just one more road, one more city, and one more piece of Nevada crossed off the map. By late morning, they're delivered. It takes a couple attempts to get the trailer into the space, mostly because whoever designed this yard apparently believed trucks turn like shopping carts. Eventually it fits. Job done. There isn't much useful freight going west from here. The best option is all the way back in Las Vegas, which means a long, empty run south before I can turn around and come north again. Not ideal. But the next load goes Las Vegas to Carson City, $3,600. Scaffolding. And more importantly, it takes us straight through another large section of Nevada. This is the sort of run I wanted when I came here. Open highway, desert on both sides. Nothing to do except drive and think.
Hello?
Cliff, you alive?
Depends who's asking. Hank Morrison?
Last time I checked.
Well, look at you calling people now that you're some big trucking tycoon. Where are you?
Nevada. Just passed through Tonopah.
Nevada? What happened to Montana?
Still there? I bought another garage in Colorado Springs.
You bought another garage? You might have led with that.
This is me telling you.
How many trucks now?
Enough that I've stopped counting every time one leaves the yard. 2 new drivers in Colorado, too. Steve and Jana.
That's a long way from borrowing trucks and pretending you knew what you were doing.
I never pretended. I very confidently had no idea what I was doing.
That sounds more accurate. You coming back north anytime soon?
Yeah, few more Nevada stops, then I'm heading Billings. Haven't been home properly in months.
Give me a shout when you're back.
I will. Good hearing from you, Cliff.
You too, Hank. Keep it shiny side up.
Cliff was there before Hank Haulage had employees, before the Anthems, before Adrian Cross, before Colorado. Sometimes talking to someone from the beginning is a good reminder of just how ridiculous this has become. By evening, we roll into Carson City, Nevada's capital. Much smaller than Vegas, but that's part of what I'm learning about this state. Nevada isn't just casinos and neon. Most of it is mountains, desert, mining country, and enormous distances between towns. The scaffolding gets delivered, level 29. Another skill point goes into high-value cargo. Then Sunday morning, I take the Anthem north to Reno. No freight, just one final Nevada city before we start working our way home.
Hello, Hank. You made Reno?
Just pulled in.
Good timing. I've got glass leaving Reno for Pocatello. $18,300. Route takes you through Winnemucca, Elko, and Jackpot. Pretty much everything you wanted before heading back toward Montana.
That's almost suspiciously perfect.
I'm good at my job.
Send it.
Already sent. And Colorado's running normally. Steve and Jana are both out working. Nothing you need to turn around for.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Drive safe. Alvarez out.
Glass loaded. $519,000 in the bank. And finally, we point the truck toward home. Reno disappears behind us. Winnemucca passes by. Then Elko again. Then Jackpot. Nevada slowly changes from desert to mountain country before Idaho starts bringing the green back.
Hello.
Hello.
You still exist.
Apparently, I'm in Idaho now.
That wasn't where you were the last time we spoke.
No, Nevada got bigger after I started driving through it.
Are you heading back to Colorado?
Billings first. I haven't checked the Montana depot properly in a long time. Then I'll come south.
You said that last time.
I know.
I'm holding you to it this time.
Deal.
Just call me when you actually know when you're coming back. Drive safe.
I will. Talk soon. Pocatello arrives around midday. The glass gets backed into a new housing development. $18,300 is added to the account, and I reach level 30. Fragile cargo gets another upgrade. Then Mia finds one final ordinary job north. Pocatello to Laurel, Montana. Hydrous ammonia. $4,000. Nothing secret, nothing oversized. Just freight taking me home. Night falls somewhere in Montana. Laurel takes the trailer. I turn toward Billings, and late Sunday night, the lights of our original garage finally appear. Autumn is over. We opened Colorado, added 2 drivers, rebuilt the company image, crossed Nevada for the first time, and somehow came home with more money than we started with. Now winter's moving in, and for the first time in a long time, I'm back where Hank Haulage began. Winter settles over Billings, and for the first time in months, I actually get a chance to stop and look at what everybody else has been doing. Because while I've been driving around Nevada, Hank Haulage hasn't exactly been sitting still. Pierre's been running between Billings and Port Fourchon, bringing in close to $50,000 across a couple of runs. Edouard's been down there too, with another long trip out toward Redding. Michaela's been hauling ethanol south and taking work through Jonesboro. Ryan's somehow managed to keep that old superliner running while doing his own Port Fourchon runs. Then there's Colorado. Steve's been out through Cheyenne and Missoula. Jana's been working Havre and Wyoming. They're not making the kind of money the experienced drivers are yet, but that's fine. They've barely started. They're learning the routes, learning the trucks, and most importantly, they're bringing them back in one piece. There is one thing I want to do while I'm here. Pierre's been with this company longer than any driver we have. He's earned the first brand new truck. So I order another Mack Anthem, 70-inch sleeper, Company colors, logos, the same long-haul setup we've been standardizing across the fleet. $162,000. Brand new. No 500,000 miles. No mysterious stains. No wondering what the previous owner did with it. And when it arrives, I bring Pierre into the garage.
You wanted me, boss?
Yeah. See that new Anthem?
Hard to miss. Who's the lucky guy?
You.
Me?
You've been here since we barely had a fleet. You've taken every ridiculous long-haul job me has thrown at you. You've worked with Cross, and somehow you haven't destroyed anything important. Mostly. So the new truck's yours.
Hank, seriously?
Seriously. Your old Anthem's staying with the company. I've got someone coming in who can use it. And Pierre, there's something else I've been thinking about. Not now. Not an offer. But if we eventually open another depot out west, California maybe, would you ever be interested in helping me get it running? Recruiting drivers, getting routes established, being the experienced guy on the ground.
You're asking me to run a depot?
I'm asking if you'd ever consider it. Big difference.
Then, yeah, I'd consider it.
Good. For now, enjoy the truck. And please, don't put a dent in it before Monday.
No promises.
That leaves Pierre's old Anthem available, which is perfect because we've got another applicant. Alina. Fragile cargo experience, hazardous endorsements, and enough interstate work behind her that she shouldn't need too much hand-holding. Hello, Alina. Hank Morrison from Hank Haulage.
Hello, Hank. I've been hoping you'd call.
Well, I've got a truck available in Billings, and your application's sitting in front of me. You still want it?
Absolutely.
Good. Mia Alvarez will send you everything you need. You'll be working with some experienced drivers up here, so take your time, learn how we operate, and don't worry about trying to match their numbers immediately.
Understood. When do you need me?
As soon as you can get here. Welcome to Hank Haulage.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Alina gets Pierre's old truck. Then I spend another $73,000 on a triple wooden lowboy for Billings. Colorado needs equipment too. A refrigerated trailer costs another $140,000. Then a log trailer, another $47,000. The money we made in Nevada is disappearing almost as quickly as it arrived. But now every driver has something useful available.
Hank, I've got something unusual.
How unusual?
Government unusual. A federal infrastructure office contacted Colorado Springs directly after reviewing our recent special transport work. They're requesting you specifically.
Me specifically?
Your company has a very good record with oversized cargo, secure freight, and time-sensitive deliveries. They want a wind turbine blade moved from Pueblo, Colorado to Marysville, Kansas. $63,300.
$63,000?
And their own escort team. Their logistics coordinator is a woman named Victoria Hale. She'll contact you directly once I confirm acceptance.
Confirm it.
I thought you might say that. They need you in Pueblo tomorrow.
Then I'd better get moving.
I'll send everything through. And Hank, this is the sort of client you want remembering your name. Alvarez out.
Well, so much for staying home. I get the black Mack serviced, spend $200 getting everything checked, and before sunrise, I'm leaving snowy Billings with an empty trailer hook and a very different kind of contract waiting nearly 600 miles south. The run from Billings to Colorado Springs takes most of the day. No freight, no detours, just me, the Anthem, and enough snow beside the highway to remind me why winter contracts pay what they do. By evening, the Colorado garage appears ahead. Steve and Jana are both out working, so the yard's quieter than usual. Across the road, Front Range Mack is still open, which means there's one person I should probably see before disappearing again.
You actually came back.
I said I would.
Eventually.
That still counts.
Barely. How was Nevada?
Hot, empty, expensive, and Las Vegas has far too many lights.
Sounds terrible.
I survived.
And now? Because you don't normally turn up here looking this pleased unless you've bought another truck or found some ridiculous job.
Government contract.
Government?
Wind turbine blade. Pueblo to Kansas. $63,000.
That explains the face. How long are you staying?
Tonight. I need to be in Pueblo tomorrow.
Of course you do.
Claire.
I'm not angry. Not really. I just haven't seen you properly in weeks, and every time you get back, somebody waves a check at you and you disappear again.
I know. This one came in while I was in Billings. I didn't even know it existed until Mia called.
And I didn't know you'd accepted it until you walked over here. That's my point. Just tell me things, Hank. I can't know what you're doing unless you actually tell me.
Fair. Then I'm telling you now. Tomorrow, Pueblo. Then Kansas. And when I'm finished, I'm coming back here.
I'm going to remember you said that.
I figured you might. I spend the night at the depot, get some actual sleep, and early the next morning, point the truck south toward Pueblo.
Mr. Morrison,
Speaking.
Victoria Hale, Federal Infrastructure Logistics Coordination. Ms. Alvarez confirmed your acceptance yesterday.
She did. I'm on my way to Pueblo now.
Good. Your cargo is a turbine blade assigned to an infrastructure installation outside Marysville. The blade itself is replaceable. The project delay, if it arrives damaged, is considerably more expensive. You will enter through the secured gate at the Pueblo facility. Your registration has already been authorized. Once loaded, you'll follow our movement coordinator, Mason Briggs. He controls the convoy. If he tells you to stop, you stop. If he tells you a junction isn't clear, you wait.
Understood.
There is a mandatory overnight stop built into the route. Do not attempt to shorten the schedule.
Wasn't planning to.
Good. That's one of the reasons your company was selected. I'll speak with you after delivery.
All right. See you on the other side. Victoria Hale. Direct. Very direct. Adrian Cross can talk for 5 minutes and somehow tell me nothing. Victoria manages to make a wind turbine sound like I'm transporting the president. By 1 o'clock, I'm through the Pueblo security gate. The blade is waiting. And it is enormous. Longer than anything I've ever dragged behind this truck. The crew gets it positioned, straps checked, paperwork signed, and then another vehicle pulls in front of me. Pickup truck, oversized markings, no police lights. This is their own escort operation.
Hank Haulage, this is Briggs in the lead vehicle. Radio check.
Loud and clear.
Good. I'm controlling movement from the front. Second support vehicle will protect the rear where required. Do not swing wide until I call the intersection clear. That blade is going to cut corners you haven't reached yet.
Comforting thought.
It wasn't intended to be comforting. We have 14 hours of road and one scheduled overnight. You stay with me, we'll get it there clean.
Lead on, Briggs. And just like that, we're moving. Slowly. Very slowly. Colorado Springs disappears behind us. Then Denver. Then the open plains east of the mountains. The sun drops. Snow lines the highway. And for the first time, Hank Haulage is carrying an official federal contract toward a state we've never worked in before. Kansas. By 9:30 that evening, we've made it as far as the scheduled stop near Burlington. The blade takes up what feels like half the property. Mason parks ahead. The support crew settles in behind. Nobody argues with Victoria's schedule. I fuel the Anthem, check the straps one more time, and shut everything down. 7:30 the next morning, we're rolling again. Kansas opens up ahead of us. Flat farmland, huge skies, grain country. It's easy to look at this place and think there's nothing here because you can see so far. But Kansas sits right in the middle of some of the biggest agricultural and manufacturing routes in the country. Wheat, cattle, aircraft, machinery, food production. For a trucking company, empty-looking land can mean very full trailers.
Morning. How's the blade?
Still attached. That feels like a success.
Victoria's office sent an update. You're on schedule.
Did they tell you that? Or are they secretly tracking me from space?
I didn't ask. Probably better that way. How's Kansas?
White fields, straight roads, and enough wind to explain why I've got a turbine blade behind me.
Good. Because once you finish in Marysville, I've got work available if you want to stay in the state. Cross has contracts moving through Kansas, too.
Adrian knows I'm here already?
I told him we had a truck entering Kansas after he asked whether we were expanding east. He doesn't know anything about the government cargo. I didn't tell him.
Good. Keep those two clients separate unless they need to know something.
Exactly what I was planning. Finish this one first. Alvarez out.
That's important. Mia knows what I tell her. Cross knows what we tell him. Victoria knows what her contract requires. Nobody gets the whole company story unless there's a reason. That's how I want it. By 2 Wednesday afternoon, Marysville finally appears. Mason guides us off the road, through the final turns and into the delivery site. The blade is delivered without a scratch. 5,000 experience, $63,300. And our first government transport contract is complete. And before I've even left Marysville, Mia sends another offer. Not government this time. Adrian Cross. $9,200 to Dodge City, Flower, Tyson to Target. Perfectly ordinary freight. Which, coming from Adrian, almost makes it suspicious. 2 dry vans get loaded and we head south. By nightfall, Dodge City comes into view. This place built its name on cattle, railroads, and the old western frontier. Now I'm arriving with Flower in a Mack Anthem. Not quite as dramatic. Still pays better than a horse. The trailer gets delivered. Next morning, we take chemical granules from Dodge City to Garden City. $1,200. Short hop. Fog everywhere. No phone calls, no mystery. Just drive. Garden City done. Then back to Dodge City for almond boxes heading to Wichita. $3,500. By midday, Wichita is complete too. Level 31. Another point into just-in-time deliveries. Kansas is filling in quickly, and for the first time since we crossed the border, I'm starting to realize something. Hank Haulage isn't visiting these states anymore. We're operating in them. Wichita gives us one last job before I head back west. Air conditioning units to Salina, $2,100. Not far, not complicated. Exactly what I need after dragging a turbine blade halfway across the plains. We get loaded, run north, drop the units, and call Kansas finished for now. There's still plenty we haven't seen. Colby, Junction City, Topeka, Pittsburgh, Phillipsburg. Kansas can wait until spring. Right now, I've been promising someone in Colorado that I'm coming home. So I set the GPS for Colorado Springs, and for once, ignore every job offer that pops up on the way. By the time I pull into the depot, it's dark. Claire's waiting across the lot.
You came back. I'm genuinely impressed.
That hurts.
How was the government job?
Huge. Slow. $63,000. And the woman running it could probably organize an invasion before breakfast.
Sounds terrifying.
Victoria Hale. Very professional. Very serious. Apparently, we're on their approved carrier list now.
That's good, isn't it?
Very. Between them, Cross, and the normal freight, we're getting work I couldn't have imagined a couple years ago.
Just remember the company isn't the only thing waiting for you when you come back here.
I know. I'm getting better.
You came back when you said you would. That counts.
The next morning, I walk outside and realize the biggest problem with Colorado Springs isn't freight. It's space. 3 bays made sense when we bought the place. Now they don't. So I spend $75,000 and have the garage expanded from 3 bays to 5. Construction takes a couple of weeks. Walls move. More workshop space goes in. 2 more truck slots appear. And while that's happening, I watch the company numbers. Pierre is still hammering long routes through Burlington and Port Fourchon. Edouard has been working Billings, Reading, and the Gulf. Michaela's reached New Orleans and Jonesboro. Ryan and the Superliner are somehow still making money all the way down to Port Fourchon. Steve has been through Missoula and Port Angeles. Jana's been running Havre, Eureka, and back into Colorado. Alina's taking shorter Billings and Great Falls work while she learns the company. Exactly what I wanted. Nobody needs to be a hero in their first month. The garage finishes. 5 bays. And naturally, empty bays begin bothering me almost immediately. So I cross the road to Mack.
Uh-oh.
I haven't said anything.
You have the truck buying face.
There's a truck buying face?
You walk in slowly, stare at the Anthems, and pretend you're only looking. How many?
2.
Hank.
I just expanded the garage. What am I supposed to put in the new bays? Chairs?
You could leave money in the bank for more than 6 minutes.
Where's the fun in that? 2 brand new Anthem day cabs. $120,000 each before I start messing with them. Then $66,000 each to turn them into proper Hank Haulage trucks. 70-inch sleepers, company colors, company logos, long-distance setups. By the time Mack is finished, both trucks match the rest of the Colorado fleet, and my bank account looks like it's been mugged. We've got around $30,000 left, but now I need drivers. We had enough applicants already waiting that Mia and I can narrow the list down without another round of long interviews. Jacob gets the first seat. Solid general freight experience, clean record, willing to relocate to Colorado Springs. Emma gets the second. Good long-distance potential and enough training behind her to grow into the role. Mia handles the paperwork and onboarding.
Both contracts are signed. Jacob starts Monday, Emma starts Tuesday. That puts Colorado Springs at 5 out of 5.
And Billings?
5 out of 5 there too. Including you, that's 10 trucks attached across the 2 depots and 9 employed drivers.
That sounds a lot bigger when you say it like that.
It is bigger. Also, you have $30,000 left. So before you ask, no, I don't recommend buying anything else today.
I wasn't going to.
You were looking at trailers.
Maybe.
Go back to work, Hank. I've got something for you when you're ready. Denver to Colby, Kansas. Forwarder. $16,900. Good way to start spring.
Send it over.
Already done. Alvarez out.
Winter started with us coming home to Billings. It ends with 2 full depots. Pierre has a brand new Mack. Alina's joined the Montana crew. Colorado Springs has been expanded to 5 days. Jacob and Emma are in. Every Anthem we can paint now carries Hank Haulage colors. And after spending hundreds of thousands of dollars building all of it, we have 30 grand left. Apparently, I've learned nothing. Spring is here. Kansas still has unfinished business. And tomorrow morning, we're going back. Spring finally reaches Colorado, and after spending most of winter turning 2 depots into one very expensive money-eating machine, it feels good to get back behind the wheel. Everything we spent money on can earn it back. At least, that's the theory. Mia's first job takes us north to Denver, where a forwarder is waiting at the BNSF yard. $16,900 to Colby, Kansas. Good money, better direction. We still have plenty of Kansas left to explore, so I collect the machine, secure it to the trailer, and turn east. Colorado's winter snow is finally retreating. The roads are dry, the sun is out, and after months of white fields and frozen truck stops, it actually feels like the year is moving again. Colby sits just across the state line in northwestern Kansas. It's surrounded by exactly what you'd expect out here: farmland, grain, open country, and roads that seem to disappear into the horizon. The forwarder arrives at Hitachi without any trouble. Almost $17,000 back into the account. That'll do. The next job carries us deeper into Kansas. Colby to Junction City. Used packaging, $8,300. And this one comes through Adrian Cross. No escort, no security team, no 60-page government briefing. just a black tarped trailer and paperwork that describes the cargo as used packaging, which might actually mean used packaging. With Adrian, I've learned not to waste too much time guessing. If the documents are legal, the weight matches, and Mia's happy with the contract, we move it. The road east gives me another chance to actually look at Kansas instead of crawling through it behind a turbine blade. This state produces an enormous amount of wheat, cattle, and agricultural products, but that's only part of it. There's aviation around Wichita, manufacturing, rail freight, food processing and distribution centers spread right across the state. From a trucking point of view, Kansas is almost perfectly placed. Colorado west, Missouri east, Oklahoma south, Nebraska north. That matters, especially when you're trying to build a company that can eventually reach the entire country. We arrive in Junction City and take the trailer into the waste facility. Used packaging delivered. Excellent job. More money, more experience, and we're already moving further into level 33. And while I'm here, another contract appears nearby. Ventilation shafts, large industrial sections moving out from an airfield facility toward Hutchinson. It's not the prettiest cargo I've ever carried, but it's exactly the sort of freight I want Hank Haulage known for. Construction equipment, industrial freight, hazardous cargo, agricultural loads, special transport. If somebody has something legal that fits behind a truck, I want us capable of moving it. The shafts are secured, and we head southwest. A couple of hours later, Hutchinson comes into view. This city's surrounded by agricultural country, but it's also known for something underneath it: salt. Huge underground salt deposits have been mined around Hutchinson for generations, with some of the old caverns even being used for storage. Not something I expected to learn while dragging ventilation shafts through Kansas. We pull into Georgia Pacific, find the delivery point, and get everything unloaded. Another Kansas City done, another job paid. And behind the scenes, the rest of Hank Haulage is doing exactly what I built it to do. Pierre, Edouard, Michaela, and Ryan are running their own routes out of Billings. Alina is finding her feet. Steve, Jana, Jacob, and Emma are working Colorado. I don't know what every driver is doing every hour of every day. That's Mia's job to coordinate. If there's something I need to know, she tells me. Otherwise, I have to trust the people I hired. From Hutchinson, I run empty toward Dodge City. There's scaffolding waiting there for a $3,800 delivery to Topeka. Not a huge contract, but Topeka is still untouched, and that's more important to me right now than squeezing every possible dollar out of each mile. The scaffolding gets loaded at Tyra, and by the time we're heading east, spring is well underway. Kansas is starting to look completely different from the place we crossed in winter. Fields are waking up, the roads are clear, and for once, I'm not staring through fog or snow trying to figure out where the highway went. By evening, we reach Topeka, Kansas's state capital. It grew around the Kansas River and became an important rail center, and you can still see how naturally freight moves through this part of the state. We take the scaffolding into Smithfield, get it parked around the back, and shut down for the night. The following afternoon, things get considerably heavier. An articulated hauler, Topeka to Pittsburgh, $14,000. Special transport. And unlike the government turbine job, this one brings back the escort crew I already know.
Hank Haulage, Cal Mercer up front. Radio check.
I've got you, Cal. I was starting to think you'd retired.
I was considering it. Then somebody told me you were still driving oversized freight, so apparently my suffering isn't finished.
Rear escort here. Good to see the Black Mack again, Hank.
Good to hear you, Boone. How bad is this one?
Nothing you haven't done before. Heavy machine, wide turns, a few intersections I want you slow through. Follow my lead and don't get creative.
You say that every time.
And yet I continue needing to say it.
He has a point.
All right, let's get it moving. The articulated hauler is a big lump of machinery, but compared with that turbine blade, it almost feels manageable. Almost. We ease out of Topeka, take our time through the junctions, and settle onto the highway. Cal clears the route ahead. Boone watches the rear. And a few hours later, Pittsburgh is waiting. This isn't Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is Pittsburgh, Kansas, without the H. The city grew through coal mining and industry in southeastern Kansas, close to the Missouri border. For us, it's another new point on the map. Cal brings us through the final turn. Boone confirms the trailer is clear. I roll into the delivery yard, park the hauler, and set the brake. 2,800 experience, $14,000, level 34. And another skill point goes into fragile cargo. From Pittsburgh, I pick up a load of stone from a quarry heading back toward Hutchinson. Nothing special about it. No phone call, no mysterious client. Just a trailer full of rock and a long road west. By the time Hutchinson appears again, it's dark. We take the load into Bitchell, unload, and park for the night. Thursday morning starts with another empty drive, this time toward Garden City. There's a farming windrower waiting on a lowboy heading northeast to Phillipsburg. $4,300. Kansas is farming country, so hauling agricultural machinery through here feels about as natural as freight gets. The windrower is loaded around midday. I secure it, get back on the highway, and keep moving. Phillipsburg is another smaller Kansas town surrounded by agricultural land. Exactly the kind of place most people would probably never visit unless they had a reason. Trucking gives you reasons. That's one of the things I've always liked about it. You don't just see the famous places, you see the places between them. The windrower gets delivered. Phillipsburg is done. And looking over the map, I realize we finally connected almost everything we wanted in Kansas. There's one very convenient job waiting here too. $9,000. Phillipsburg back to Denver. Huge packaging. Adrian Cross. Of course. Fine by me. Colorado is calling anyway. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we leave Phillipsburg with Cross's sealed trailer behind us and point the Anthem west. Kansas has taken longer than I expected. Not because any one job was particularly difficult, because once you start exploring properly, you realize how much there is between the big cities. Colby, Marysville, Dodge City, Garden City, Wichita, Salina, Junction City, Hutchinson, Topeka, Pittsburgh, Phillipsburg. A state that looked almost empty from a distance has kept Hank Haulage busy for weeks. And now, we're finally heading home. Or at least, toward home. Night falls before Denver. The sealed Cross trailer gets delivered around 10. $9,000 added. Company balance sitting around $350,000. And after weeks away, I decide I'm done. Tomorrow morning, I'm driving straight back to Colorado Springs. No freight, no detours. I'm going home. At least, that's the plan.
Hank, before you head south, I need 30 seconds.
That sentence has ruined a lot of plans. What have you got?
Victoria Hale's office contacted us. Urgent transport request. Crawler carrier. Colorado Springs to San Diego. $47,000.
California?
California. Pickup is Newmont in Colorado Springs. Delivery to Kiewit in San Diego. 21 hours driving before required rest. They want the truck available today.
I was literally about to head home.
You can say no. They asked for Hank Haulage. They did not demand Hank Morrison personally.
No. If Victoria's calling us back this quickly, I want to take it.
Then I'll confirm. She'll contact you with the contract details. Alvarez out.
$47,000. Our second federal contract. And our first freight into California. There was never really a chance I was turning that down.
Good afternoon, Mr. Morrison. Victoria Hale. I understand you've accepted our California movement.
I have.
Excellent. This one is less unusual in shape than the turbine blade, but considerably longer in distance. Crawler carrier from Newmont's Colorado Springs facility to a construction project in San Diego. All permits are approved. The cargo must arrive intact and within the delivery window. There is no dedicated convoy escort required.
So I'm on my own this time?
Quite. Though I would strongly recommend you refrain from interpreting that as permission to improvise.
I'm beginning to think you don't trust me.
On the contrary, if I didn't trust you, Mr. Morrison, we wouldn't have called.
Fair enough.
Very good. Safe journey.
British accent, perfect manners. And somehow, Victoria Hale can make safe journey sound like an instruction. Before I leave Colorado Springs behind, I make the call I should make.
Hello?
Hey,
You're back?
sort of.
Hank, what does sort of mean?
I got as far as Colorado Springs. Then Mia called. Government job came in.
And you took it.
Yeah. Colorado Springs to San Diego. They needed moving today.
You told me you were coming back.
I know. And when I said it, that was the plan. I didn't know this job existed.
I know you didn't. I'm not accusing you of lying. I'm saying there's always another job.
This one gets us into California for the first time. It's $47,000, and Victoria's office came back to us specifically after Kansas. That could turn into serious long-term work.
I understand why you took it. That doesn't mean I have to like it.
Fair.
How long?
Couple of days driving. I'll have to stop overnight. Then I honestly don't know. If there's work in California, I might stay out there for a bit.
Thank you.
For what?
For actually telling me. That's all I was asking for.
I'm learning. Slowly.
Drive safe.
I shut the Anthem down and get some sleep. 9 the next morning, we're back on the highway. Southern Arizona gets hotter with every mile. The landscape flattens out. Cactus, desert, long open stretches of road. Eventually, Yuma appears. And beyond Yuma is something I've been thinking about for years. The California state line.
How far out?
Just coming through Yuma. California is basically in front of me.
Then congratulations. Assuming you don't turn around in the next 5 minutes, Hank Haulage is about to enter another state.
How's everything back home?
Stable. Billings is operating normally. Colorado is operating normally. Nobody has called me with anything on fire. I consider that a successful morning.
And the account?
Drivers are earning. You don't need to worry about it while you're moving this load. Finish the contract, then we can look at California opportunities.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Enjoy the border. Alvarez out.
There it is. California. For 5 years, I've worked my way across states one road at a time. Montana was home. Idaho and Washington were the first real expansion. Then Oregon, Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, Colorado, Nevada, and Kansas. Now we've reached the West Coast. California isn't just another state either. It's one of the largest economies in the world. Agriculture through the Central Valley, ports in Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Oakland. Technology, manufacturing, construction, food production. Millions of people. For a freight company, there's work everywhere. The question isn't whether Hank Haulage can find jobs here. It's whether we're ready for what happens if we do. The highway carries us west. Desert slowly gives way to heavier traffic. More buildings, more lanes. And finally, San Diego begins appearing around us. It's 6 in the evening when I pull off the highway. First California City. First California delivery. I follow the GPS through the industrial area, reach Kiewit, and find the unloading point. The crawler carrier gets backed into position. Parking brake set. Engine off. Excellent job. $47,000, 17,800 experience. And somehow, that one delivery takes me from level 34 all the way to level 37. 3 new skill points. Just-in-time delivery completed. Eco-driving completed. And that's it. Every qualification available to me is now maxed out. 5 years ago, I was borrowing trucks because I couldn't afford one. Now I'm standing in San Diego with every certification I can earn. 2 depots, 9 drivers, and federal contracts calling the company directly. Spring ends here, on the other side of the country from where Hank Haulage started. And for the first time, we're waking up tomorrow in California. Summer begins in San Diego. 5 years ago, I'd never driven farther west than Montana in my own truck. Now I've got the Pacific Ocean sitting a few miles away, a federal delivery behind me, and an entire state in front of us that Hank Haulage has never properly explored. Before I go anywhere, though, there's company business to deal with. I spend about a week here while Mia keeps Colorado and Billings moving, and looking through the equipment list, there's one obvious problem. Steve, Jana, and Emma don't all have dedicated trailers available in Colorado yet. We've built Hank Haulage around being able to take almost anything that comes our way, so I want that depot properly equipped. First purchase? Livestock trailer. $78,000. Cattle, pigs, whatever agricultural work starts appearing, we can handle it. Next is a Rocky Mountain double aluminum flatbed, another $70,000. Machinery, construction materials, steel, anything that needs an open deck. Then a grain hopper, $61,000. Wheat, barley, corn, whatever comes out of the agricultural states we're moving into. That's more than $200,000 spent before I've even started driving again. But now Colorado Springs has equipment for almost every type of freight we're qualified to carry. That's what I want Hank Haulage becoming. Not a company that specializes in one thing. A company that gets called when somebody needs something moved and they want one answer. Yes.
Enjoying California?
I've spent most of the week buying trailers from a hotel room, so not exactly.
Good news then. I've got something considerably less expensive for you. San Diego to Los Angeles. Scissor lift. $2,800.
Los Angeles?
Los Angeles. Normal commercial freight. Nothing from Cross, nothing from Victoria. Just a scissor lift that needs moving north.
Send it. I've wanted to see LA my whole life.
Then try watching the road while you're doing it. Colorado and Billings are both running normally. I'll call if that changes. Alvarez out.
The scissor lift is sitting on a flatbed when I arrive. Nothing complicated. We secure it, pull out of San Diego, and point the black Mack north. And this is California. Sunshine, palm trees, traffic, a coastline that seems to run forever. The Pacific sitting off to my left. For the first time in Hank Haulage history, we're running freight up the West Coast. There's something different about being here. Maybe it's because California always felt so far away. Los Angeles was one of those places I knew from movies, television, photographs. Not somewhere I ever expected to arrive in a truck with my own company name attached to it. Then the skyline starts appearing ahead. Los Angeles. Nearly 4 million people in the city itself, millions more spread across the wider region, and one of the biggest freight hubs anywhere in America. Ports, warehouses, construction, manufacturing, retail, food, imports, exports. If Hank Haulage ever wants a serious West Coast operation, this is exactly the kind of place we'd need to be. The freeway carries us deeper into the city. More lanes, more traffic, more buildings. And eventually, we reach Keeney and Nagel. I back the scissor lift into position, drop the trailer, and that's our first California job after San Diego complete. $2,800 isn't life-changing money, but looking around here, I'm thinking about something considerably larger than one job. There's a depot for sale. 3 bays, $180,000. Right here in Los Angeles, and I'm not buying it, not today. But look at where it sits. Los Angeles and Long Beach together handle an enormous amount of container traffic coming into the United States from across the Pacific. Put Hank Haulage here, and suddenly we've got Montana covering the north, Colorado in the middle, and California covering the entire western coast. Then eventually we could push east, maybe Louisiana, maybe somewhere around New Orleans. Then south into Texas. 5 depots spread around the country instead of everything relying on Billings. That starts looking like a real network. But first I need to actually see California. And I'm standing in Los Angeles with nowhere I need to be tonight. So for once, I'm not taking another job. I'm going sightseeing. If you're a truck driver visiting Los Angeles, there's one place you're probably going to want to see, the Port of Long Beach. So I head south through the city, and eventually the cranes start appearing. Then the containers, thousands of them, stacked everywhere. Ships unloading freight from across the Pacific, trucks constantly moving in and out, rail connections carrying cargo inland. This place is basically an entire city built around moving stuff, which, for someone who owns a trucking company, is slightly more interesting than looking at celebrity houses. I park up for a while and just watch it. Containers arrive here from countries Hank Haulage has never even been close to. Then, somebody has to move them. California alone could probably keep a fleet our size busy indefinitely. And that LA garage keeps creeping back into my head. Not yet, but maybe. From Long Beach, I make one more stop, Santa Monica. I find somewhere to park the Anthem and walk down toward the beach. Pacific Ocean, properly, not through the windshield, not in the distance. Right there. 5 years from an empty workshop in Billings to standing beside the Pacific because the company I started got me here. That one's gonna take a minute to sink in. I actually get a hotel that night. A proper bed, shower, no engine humming 3 feet behind my head. Luxury. Next morning, Mia gets me moving again.
Finished pretending you're on holiday?
I took 1 day off.
I know. I documented the historic event. Ready to work?
Unfortunately.
Los Angeles to Indio. Empty pallets. $2,200. Walmart to Robert Mondavi.
That'll do.
It takes you east, but there's plenty of freight around Southern California once you're finished.
Send it through.
Done. Alvarez out.
The pallets get loaded, and LA disappears behind us. We head inland, past enormous wind farms and out toward the desert. California is strange like that. A few hours ago, I was standing beside the Pacific. Now, I'm surrounded by dry mountains, turbines, and heat. Indio sits in the Coachella Valley, an area known for agriculture, dates, resorts, and temperatures that make Montana winters feel like another planet. The pallets get dropped at the winery. Easy job. Then I find something from San Diego heading north to Oxnard. Excavated soil, $4,400. So we run back south, collect it, and turn north again. This isn't the most efficient route I've ever planned, but efficiency isn't the only goal this summer. I want roads, cities. I want Hank Haulage to understand California before I start throwing $180,000 at another building. By 9 that evening, we reach Oxnard. Oxnard sits along the coast west of Los Angeles and has a strong agricultural and industrial economy, with the port of Hueneme nearby handling vehicles, produce, and other cargo. For us tonight, it's where several tons of excavated soil stop being my problem. Trailer tipped. Job complete. I should probably sleep. Instead, I find another load. Mobile stacker. Oxnard to Barstow. $5,800. About 4 hours. It's late, but I'm awake, the roads are quieter, and Barstow puts us in a useful position for tomorrow. So we load it.
Hello?
Hey, you still awake?
It's not 1 in the morning here, Hank. Where are you?
Somewhere between Oxnard and Barstow.
I understood one of those words. How's California?
Different. I saw Long Beach, Santa Monica, Los Angeles. There's a garage for sale in LA.
Of course there is.
I didn't buy it.
That you have to clarify, that worries me.
$180,000, 3 bays, good access to the ports.
You've memorized the price.
I'm only looking.
Hank, when you say only looking, Mack usually delivers something 3 days later.
Fair. How are you?
Busy. Normal week. and I miss you.
I miss you too.
Then come back eventually.
I will. I've still got a lot of California to see, but I will.
Good. And get some sleep sometime this century.
That's the plan after Barstow.
Drive safe.
Good night, Claire. 1 a.m, Barstow finally appears. The mobile stacker gets backed into position. $5,800. Job complete. And somehow, despite spending more than $200,000 on trailers at the beginning of summer, the drivers have been earning enough while I've been away that Hank Haulage is sitting around $535,000. That's the part people don't see. 9 drivers running freight while I'm asleep. 2 depots generating income. Wednesday morning starts in Barstow. And after getting in at 1 a.m, I'm not exactly overflowing with enthusiasm. Coffee fixes most of that. The next job helps with the rest. Barstow to Bakersfield, $6,100. Hydrous material moving from UOP to BNSF in a pair of Honeywell dry vans. We hook everything up and get back onto the road. Barstow is one of those towns built around movement. Historic Route 66 runs through here, and the city has long been important for rail and highway traffic crossing the Mojave Desert. It makes sense that nearly everything I see is either a truck, a train, or somewhere feeding one of the two. From here, we turn west. Open desert slowly starts changing as we approach Bakersfield. Bakersfield sits near the southern end of California's Central Valley, one of the most productive agricultural regions anywhere in the world. Oil has also played a huge role in this part of California. Agriculture and energy, 2 industries that move an enormous amount of freight. The Honeywell trailers get dropped. Another city done, another job complete. And I level up again. Now the only thing left to improve is the company. There's still one Southern California city I don't want to leave behind, Blythe. It's all the way back toward Arizona, which means we're about to undo several hours of progress again. But if I keep saying, I'll get it later, eventually later turns into another year. So I drive back toward Oxnard, where there's tableware waiting for Blythe. We get loaded and head east. Again. The further we go, the more I realize California is going to take longer than one summer. This place is enormous. San Diego, Los Angeles, Oxnard, Barstow, Bakersfield, Indio, Blythe. And we haven't even touched most of Northern California yet. San Francisco, Oakland, Sacramento, Redding, Eureka, Fresno, Stockton. There's still an entire state above us. So I'm changing the plan. We'll make as much progress as we can this year. Then, if California needs part of year 6, it gets part of year 6. I'd rather actually see these places than race through them just to say we did. Night settles over the desert before Blythe. By 10 o'clock, we're pulling into the delivery yard. Tableware delivered. Another city checked off. Next morning, we find a $6,000 job that sends us somewhere we've already been to pick up somewhere we haven't. Los Angeles to El Centro. Mortar. It means another run back to LA. A few hours west. Pick up. Turn around. Then head almost straight back east and south. Anybody watching the GPS would think I've lost my mind. Maybe I have. But California in summer is hard to complain about. Sunshine, dry roads, palm trees, mountains, traffic that occasionally makes me question every decision I've ever made. El Centro sits in California's Imperial Valley, right near the Mexican border. Agriculture is enormous down here because irrigation turned what would otherwise be desert into highly productive farmland. That means produce, grain, fertilizer, machinery, refrigerated freight. Exactly the kind of region Hank Haulage could work in. By the time we arrive, I've almost completed a giant loop around Southern California. The mortar gets backed into place. $6,000. Job complete. And for a moment, I just sit there looking at the map. We've covered a huge amount of ground this summer. But north of Los Angeles, California keeps going. And then Mia sends something through. One job. El Centro to San Francisco, $23,000. Barley, 2 bulk containers. Cargill to Evergreen. That's not just another delivery, that's the road north. And I think I know exactly how year 5 is going to end. Right now, California keeps rolling past the windows. The Central Valley stretches north. Some of the most productive farmland in America sits through here, all of it needing trucks. And somewhere ahead is San Francisco. We won't finish California this year, not even close. But that's okay, because year 5 was never really about finishing everything. It was about proving Hank Haulage could operate anywhere. 9 drivers earning money while I'm thousands of miles away. And somehow, after buying trucks, expanding garages, and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on equipment, there's still well over $500,000 moving through the company account. For once, we aren't ending a year wondering how we're going to pay for the next one. We're ending it wondering what we should build next. I don't know yet, and neither does anybody else. All I know is there's a black Mack heading north through California with $23,000 of barley behind it, and an entire country still waiting ahead.